Florida, of course, among 5 states holding primary contests today.
The presidential election is a dead heat between President Joe Biden and former President Donald Trump. A nationwide Florida Atlantic University poll released today found Biden and Trump in a dead heat at 44%. When the respondents were narrowed to likely voters, Biden fared slightly better, but the contest is still essentially tied with 47% for Biden and 45% for Trump.
And joining us now is CBS News Miami's Jim DeFede. Jim, the poll, if you're a glass half full kind of person, looks like it's good for both, right? In a dead heat. But really, what's your impression of the race so far?
Yeah, let's be honest, that poll is a bit of an outlier. Most of the national polling shows Donald Trump ahead of Joe Biden in those national polls. But here's the caution. It's March. You know, we shouldn't spend a lot of time worrying about polls this far out from the November election. I think we can all assume it's going to be a close race. Whether it's actually tied right now, I'm less certain about.
Now, we know the outcome of the presidential primary pretty much, right?
Are we calling it? Should we call it now?
I think it would be pretty safe. What will you be looking out for?
So one of the things, obviously, we know that Donald Trump is going to win this, but one of the things that I think we'll be curious tonight is there an anti-Donald Trump vote among Republicans? We've seen that where we've looked at those results in other states to see what percentage Nikki Haley might get, or even Ron DeSantis in here in Florida, because their names will still be on the ballot, even though they dropped out. They dropped out after the deadline passed to remove their name. So that's one thing we can sort of look for.
Not only that, Jim, Donald Trump is way at the end of the list. That could be a factor.
Well, yeah, of course, that could be part of it, but it's also, like I said, I do think that we might see some sort of protest vote. How large that is, you know, we can sort of read those tea leaves as the night goes on.
When I was looking into it, saying, okay, if it's a foregone conclusion, why are we doing this? Why are we holding this election in the municipalities that don't have other races? It's required, right, by law to do this, or not really?
No, the Democrats decided to cancel theirs. You know?
So why did the Republican Party go forward?
Look, I think that in order to cancel it this late, I mean, obviously, with the Joe Biden, there was no serious challenger or incumbent. When this election was set, it was still seen as a competitive race among various candidates. So therefore, they move forward with it. You know, but yes, you know, it's look, Florida's going to be very interesting this cycle. And we're going to talk more about this through the night. But this is, I'm sort of describing it as this is the FOMO period for us. We are going to have the fear of missing out because Florida is no longer a swing state. Wow. You know, we're used to being the center of attention.
Yes.
You know, we're going to be the redhead stepchild.
Remember that?
No apologies to redheaded.
Remember that sign that said Florida, Florida, Florida?
Not so
anymore.
much. No.
All right, Jim.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And we hope you'll join us tonight at 8 on CBS News Miami. You can find us streaming on Pluto TV and the CBS Miami app. We will take a look at the election results as they come in, and we'll have a reaction to them on CBS News Miami at 11.